Good morning. You'd think after 44 of these that I would start to get the drift of Facebook Live, but I apologize for the little blips that you guys see. So the scenery is a little different here in Bedford at Bedford Springs for a friend's wedding. And before the festivities get started, I just wanted to nice scenery. I wanted to get in DR44. What drives you? So the book I'm reading is Relentless, From Good to Great to Unstoppable. And the whole book is based around this premise of just being relentless, never being content with where you are and always trying to improve, always trying to get better. I resonate with that perfectly because my whole life has been sports. My whole life has been competition, but it's been the latter half of my life and career and mindset that has really adapted this stuff into regular life outside of the cage, outside of the wrestling mat. And something I want to reiterate from yesterday. Yesterday's DR43 was called Trust Your Instinct. And so much of this book, and when I think back on it, so many of the decisions that I've made have been instinct-based, have been gut-based, things that you know internally, but you might have difficulty finding words to express. Why you want to go with this particular person as opposed to that particular person, why you want to choose this assignment over that assignment. Sometimes things just feel right. And for me, that's a big part. Sometimes the ultimate decision is, my gut's telling me no. Sometimes that's all it needs to be, diving deep into reason after reason, analyzing. A lot of times that leads to the old saying, paralysis by analysis. And then you end up getting confused. So like I talked about yesterday, not operating everything on a script. Not everything is scripted. Don't be afraid to trust your gut. That being said, make sure you have the infrastructure in place to train your gut, to train your instincts, to know what the heck they're talking about. And today's chapter, he talks about this unquenchable thirst to win. And like I've talked about earlier, winning, I'm not going to sit here and say that winning is, the desire to win is bad. No, winning drives me. I want to win everything I do. It drives me to do every single thing I do. The caveat to that, and the most important part to that, which I learned later in life, which I'll enforce to kids, every kid I talk to, and even professionals, is winning is the North Star. Winning is the North Star. But right beside the North Star is that caveat, that asterisk, that winning is not the be-all and end-all. Believe it is until you get there, and whether you get there, you don't understand that right beside it is the process, is the journey, and that's where the importance lies. So in the book today, he says, if you're so intensely wired to attack and win, you can't just turn that on and off. It's who you are. It defines you. Never exhaling, never satisfied. We're talking about day after day, year after year, getting on top and staying there, being the best and still wanting to improve. Not just thinking about success, but striving to prove it, prove it, prove it. No days off. There's a saying that I love. I've heard it kind of relatively recently in the last couple of months, but the last few days I just loved it. It says, don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to be the winner. Everyone wants to be whatever, a millionaire or a state champion, but very few people want to put in the work. I know two people in particular that I work with, Dave and J-Rod. Dave came to me and said, I want to lose weight. He's down 78 pounds today. J-Rod came to me as a high school athlete and said, I want to be a better high school athlete. His push-up max a year ago was 22. His push-up max 2 days ago was 74. Those guys are being about it, not just talking about it. So if you're in that position, you're in your situation where you want to be about someone, find someone who's going to hold you accountable to it. And then the next part, this is really neat, and we can all relate to this. And I mean, it was like aha when I was reading it this morning. It says, so it's talking about whenever maybe your competitive days are over, where are you going to address that energy? And he says, what are you going to do instead to satisfy that craving, that competitive edge? A cleaner, and again, in this book, the author Tim Grover talks about cleaners as the be-all end-all, as the best of the best. The Michael Jordans, Kobe Bryants, Dwayne Wades, LeBron James. Those guys are cleaners. They get the job done. They act on instinct. He says a cleaner has to conquer something else. He's too hungry to wait. Something he can dominate and control. Something that keeps him sharp and competitive so he can keep on moving to his next conquest. Something he needs to conquer something else, something he can dominate and control. It's funny, but the reason that I left teaching, one of the things I missed most before I started fighting was that idea to dominate and control. I loved actually physically wrestling guys, dominating, controlling, throwing them down on the mat. But the reality is, fighting was able to continue that for about another 10 years. But the reality is, I can't just walk around wrestling people and pushing people around. So I have to find another vent, another avenue. That's why I get up at 4:30. That's why I make these daily videos. That's why I read all the time. It's that inner desire to control something. It's that inner desire to dominate, to win. And again, I'm not going to sit here and say you shouldn't strive to win, because I think every one of us should strive to win. It's not necessarily the outcome that's going to dictate that win. It's the process along the way coupled with the outcome. But I just thought that was neat to really talk about. And it talks about being in the zone and a predator, a relentless mastermind with a killer instinct. So have a killer instinct and kick the crap out of your day. Have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow with DR45.